And with that, he and his noble firstborn son, Ishmael, built the great and holy house in Mecca. We're back to the beginning of the tale. Why? Because we're coming towards the end of the story. So we saw what happened. Let's talk about Ibrahim and remind us of the story again. That Ibrahim, the great and noble prophet, went through some rough times. If you don't remember the story of Ibrahim, go back to the beginning and listen how we have talked about the pure heart of the light of the great Abraham. He had a blessed noble wife named Sarah. She was great of the people, of a noble lineage and status. And Abraham wanted more than anything else to have offspring, more sons, to increase the race, to worship the Lord. But Sarah could not have children. And so Abraham married Hagar, a dark-skinned of Egypt, of Africa. And from her, Allah, God the Most High, blessed Abraham with the son Ishmael. And we go back to the story. And since then I told you, Sarah had Isaac. And Isaac was also a great and noble prophet. And Jacob was a noble prophet. And the tribes and the sons of Jacob and Joseph were all noble bearers of the truth. And the continuation of the line and bearers of the truth have continued in our tale and continued in our tale. To Moses and David and Solomon and Jesus, son of Mary, as all those on the earth who are searching for the light are witness to the truth of. But I said something dramatic must happen. Something dramatic must happen. At this point, we said the earth was a dark place. Can you imagine that in Mecca, the holy cities, the mother of cities, that city where Abraham took his son Ishmael and went through the trials that he did in the story? He built a house. Abraham, the great father, built a house by his own hand. A noble, noble thing. With his son, Ishmael, also a believer, as was tested in this story, and we know, as is witnessed by the tale. And so at this time on the earth, would you imagine that at the Kaaba, the holy house, it is surrounded by idols. Pagan rituals of all kinds. Around the holy house, within the holy house, people worshiping in the worst way all of the graven images. I said to you the story was so strange. The strangeness of the story is always so strange that when you hear it, you can't believe that this is the story, but it is always the truth. The great and noble house that Abraham built with his own hands, with his noble son and bearers of the light, Ishmael, was surrounded by pagans in the worst of situations. Now, anybody who tells you about the Arabs of that time can tell you that, like all civilizations that we've seen on the earth, they go up and they go down. And sometimes there are civilizations and times and periods and places where the people are so lost and so evil. And the armies of darkness have corrupted them so much that they have so lost their way. Now, it is at this point in the story that I must make the caveat again. I am promising to tell you the truth of the light, to answer the questions that you have been wondering about everything, your whole life. But I have to say, with all honesty, as a person who bears the burden of giving you now, for the first time, the true tale, and I'm saying this on purpose, as Allah, the Lord Most High, is my witness, I know what I'm speaking of today. That I must admit, as just a son of Adam, having weaknesses and faults and sins, that I cannot, and I'm not telling you everything, because from this point on of knowledge, there is so much truth of the light that I cannot explain to you everything. There is so much information. And the tale that I have told you already has gotten so long that I fear those who don't have patience to listen to the truth will get lost. And so I've warned you. But if you are willing to listen to the truth, the beauty of the light that you are going to hear is so incredible that if you've never listened to a tale, and if you're listening still, and if you're hearing my voice and listening to these words that are transmitted to you in this strange way by video, you're going to hear something amazing. The evilness around the Kaaba is so dark and so corrupt that there are strange practices everywhere. Evil, blackness, spilling of blood, disgusting abominations, orgies and sex, the killing of humans and newborns, the sacrificing of children, darkness of magic and evil that Satan has not sent in a place that we have seen. The disgusting nature of the truth is so horrible that I cannot give you all of the details. The story is so strange. And as I've told you, when a tale of the truth, a story of the truth, is actually told to people, you can always go and see the information for yourself and look it up. But the time that I'm talking about is so dark and so evil. The Arabs were master traders and advanced and blessed by having the caravans run through their ways. And this is important. And because of that, they had gotten information from so many of the lands. And people from all over the world were traveling through these caravans, telling stories of all the different places. And the people of Arabia, who spoke Arabic, became masters of communication. Masters of understanding the word. They knew how to speak and tell things in a way that was more beautiful than any other civilization. They were so advanced in the knowledge of the word that it became an amazing thing just for people to come and see the great pilgrimages of the evil sacrifices and pagan gods, and to listen to the people speaking stories and poetry and tales. I told you the story could only be stranger than anything you've ever heard. As I'm telling you a tale that is stranger in your own tongue, in the English language, stranger than you've ever heard. I'm telling you we're at a place of the most ugly darkness. Yet strangely they have this amazing gift of being able to speak in a way that is more beautiful than possibly any of the children of Adam have ever spoken. Are you paying attention to the signs of the truth of the word I am telling you? For it is stranger even yet, and when I get to the end of the tale, as if Allah, the Lord Most High, the only one who gives life and takes life, allows me to live and complete this task, then you will know the truth. like no one has ever told it to you, ever in this language that I speak called English.